Like, why do guys go to the gym, right? Let's be honest. Why do guys go to the gym?
To get girls.
To get more
They want
pussy.
to, yeah.
You know? Why do guys get rich as fuck, right?
It's always the same. It's the motivating factor for everything.
Yeah. Why do guys want to be rich? So I can get more fucking hoes. So I can pop bottles in VIP, easier to attract hoes. I got a fucking Lambo. Hoes like Lambos. They could flex on Instagram, but she's gonna have to suck my dick before she gets in. You know, why do you want six-pack abs? So like fucking Joe in accounting be like, hey man, Troy looking great, buddy. Like, no, because you got some fucking from the bar. You want to pour chocolate syrup all over your stomach and have her lick it up. Like, you want to do nasty sexual things with these girls. You want to, that's bait. It's all bait. Money, bait. Nice car, bait. Hot body, bait, right? Cool Instagram, a lot of followers, bait. Everything is about sex. You can't stop our nature. Humans are designed to breed. We have the desire to have sex. That's why you're here, because your dad looked at your mom and he's like, yo, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of that. You know what women are doing right now to compensate for their financial losses? They're going onto OnlyFans accounts. They're selling pictures of their pussy. They're selling pictures of their feet. They're selling pictures of their ass, right? You know what men are doing? They're sitting down. They're learning another language. They're learning to code. They're learning to become a digital marketer. I know some guys that are shipping off to the oil fields. They're just like, fuck it. Wow. I got furloughed. I'm going to go work in the goddamn oil field for 6 months. In 6 months, I'll make $90,000. And then I'm going to put that into real estate, and I'm going to go again and again and again. I think social media is really inadvertently red pilling guys. Like, every guy like kind of just thought, oh, women are special little angels and they live in their little safety bubble. But the reality is women are hoes. They're, not all of them.
Now they're all on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Going off their bit.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit red pilling in itself too. Is that, like, you know, this whole thing went down, and every girl who like says like, oh, I'm a hashtag boss, you know, talking about like I'll kill a man or whatever. Like, that, you ever see the meme? It shows like Jennifer Lawrence from Hunger Games holding the bow and arrow, and she's like, what women think they'll do during the global recession, and then what they're really doing. It shows a bunch of they just showed it. Like, how many OnlyFans accounts went up? Was it 6 million or something?
It was something like that. Yeah, it was just mental, the increase that they've seen. So yeah, I mean, it's amazing just the knock-on effects of something like this in the economic marketplace, but also in the social marketplace. It's like, it's almost instantaneous, isn't it? How quickly this has happened. All these women are sort of thinking, well, what have I got to sell? What can I barter out there in the open market? Well, you know, it's the obvious, isn't it?
It's hilarious how like, have you ever seen that Patrice O'Neal bit when he's like, ladies, if you had a terrible accident happen to you and your fell off, how would you keep a man? And do you know what the majority of the girls said?
What?
Give him not like learn how to play Xbox, not like learn how to cook, not like, you know, learn to give like, you know, become an amazing companion. They just straight went to the of themselves. I think this really exposed a lot of just, quite honestly, just female bullshit, that this whole boss babe really got kind of flushed down the toilet a bit.
Because here's the thing, right? You cannot keep human nature down. And what is the fundamental component of human nature? It's sexuality, right? I mean, we run on sexuality. That is the core of our natures, isn't it? Is the more that you suppress that, it's not going to go away. It's gonna boil up.
One of the common complaints that girls have on Twitch, because why not complain? That's what they do. They have this saying that, like, well, men on Twitch make more money. The top streamers make more money than women, right?
Yeah.
And the reason is because as a man on the platform, when you start off, nobody gives a f about you just because you have a dick. Like, girls, if you can be a 5. I saw this chick, I'm not even joking. She had been streaming for 3 weeks on Twitch. She was like a rock solid 6. Like, even if she got plastic surgery, she had been a 7. And within 3 weeks of streaming on Twitch, of her talking and doing like really kickboxing, she had 5,000 followers, and someone sent her in a donation. They sent her like over, I think it was like $2,000.
Wow.
In one donation. The point I'm trying to make is, as a man streamer, you have to get better, and as you get better, you know, the quality of your show gets better, you get better, compared to being a girl where you just show up and you're like, oh, I'm here, hey, let's have a talk, And like these girls literally saw like today I ate pasta. It was okay. And then my friend Cindy texted me and it was like, "Oh, Cindy, you're such a why do you always have sex with these dudes off of Tinder?" And like that's their content.
Yeah, yeah.
But as Father Time does what he does, they get a little older, they get a little fatter, they get a little saggier. And sorry, if you're gonna lead with your looks, that's a depreciating asset for men and women.
Yeah, well, it's the same old thing, isn't it? I mean, guys, the burden of performance is always on men, right? So we have to, we have to put together good content, or at least content that appeals to the audience on some like more fundamental level. I mean, imagine if you just rocked up and you said, "Oh, like you guys have got like, you guys have got like $600 to give me for body language mastery." Like if you haven't got $600, what the hell are you doing? You're a loser, sort of thing. And if the content was shit, it's sort of like, I mean, that just would never fly. Whereas just because of the way things work, because of male first and women being able to capitalize on that, they've just got to turn up and kind of look cute, and they're going to get traction. But like you say, the problem is there is a ceiling on it. You can't keep doing that forever.
Women though, like most women, if not all women, when they turn 30, they cry. They either like cry in secret, or like they cry inside, or they cry with their friends. But women do not rejoice turning 30, and they know it. And that's the thing. It's a short-sighted business model.
Yeah, and familiarity is a terrible thing, I think. I mean, familiarity really kills it after a number of times. It starts to become less of it's just the novelty's gone from the guy's perspective, for sure. But the problem is, and the advantage that women have, is that because most guys are simps, they'll just hang in there anyway.
These people, some guys, I'm in my group. One of the guys I'm coaching, Josh, Josh.
Yeah.
From December, I started coaching him. He already got rid of his toxic girlfriend. He has like a load of girls texting him every day. He's getting new girls on regular. He just started his website, eatliftprogram.com, where he's going to teach guys how to eat right, how to lift weights, and how to become a computer programmer, because he's a computer programmer. And he's closing the deal on a brand new house that he's going to move into, and that he has a tenant in the house already paying for the majority of the note, and he'll only be paying like $500 a month for his rent.
Yeah.
That's the midst of this global pandemic. And to top it off, he's interviewing for a senior developer position right now. So he's going to be able to get a massive increase in his salary as well.
Yeah.
That's the big difference compared to a girl who's like, I'm just going to take a picture of my and put it on the internet.
Yeah. Well, like you say, it's a very short-sighted business model, isn't it? Because, I mean, it might work for the time being, but what are you going to do when you're 35 or 30 or whatever? Like where does it go? Do you know what I mean? So the smart girls who do this kind of stuff, they will also be building up some equity in something else. I mean, I've known girls, to be fair, right? I've known girls in London who've been like strippers and things like that. And a lot of them have been saving money and sending it back to wherever they're from, for Eastern Europe or whatever. And then they'll buy a property or something like that. If you're doing that kind of thing, that's fair enough. But unfortunately, a lot of them, obviously, they're not. They're just on OnlyFans, and that's it. That's the extent of the business plan. Guys have to be more forward thinking, because we know that there's nobody coming to save us, right?
Yeah, no one gives a shit. I mean, look, I don't give a fuck how much your girlfriend loves you. That love will run up eventually if you don't get your shit together. Like, you can only be a loser and have her financially support you for so long, but eventually that patience, I give him about, I don't know, I wouldn't even say a year. I mean, if she had kids, maybe, but like, I don't know. I wouldn't leave it up to that position anyway.